He lacks any relevant government, financial, management, or medical experience. His views on vaccines are dangerous and willfully misinformed.
Caroline Kennedy sounding the alarm about her cousin, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Today, the former first daughter released that video that you just saw where she slammed RFK. She also issued a warning to senators about to take up his nomination to be the nation's next Health and Human Services Secretary. Now, Caroline Kennedy's warning comes just a day before RFK Jr.'s confirmation hearing on Capitol Hill.
It is the boldest statement made by Kennedy against his nomination. We have live team coverage. Political commentator Sue O'Connell will offer her take on why Caroline Kennedy's video is so rare for her family. But we want to begin at the JFK Library in Boston. NBC 10's Malcolm Johnson joining us live from there. Malcolm?
Yeah, in some ways, this is unprecedented territory, JC. Caroline calling the role of Health and Human Services Secretary an enormous responsibility and one that her cousin, Bobby, is not qualified for.
Dear Senators,
Caroline Kennedy reading the letter she sent senators about her cousin, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
It's no surprise that he keeps birds of prey as pets, because Bobby himself is a predator.
The letter comes before Wednesday's confirmation hearing, as RFK Jr. is President Trump's nominee to lead the Department of Health and Human Services.
He lacks any relevant government, financial, management, or medical experience.
Tuesday,
do you have any response to the letter released by Caroline Kennedy?
Kennedy Jr. ignoring questions about his cousin's letter.
Are you confident you'll get Senate confirmation this week?
In Samoa, he recommended that the people not be vaccinated against measles. 83 people died, most of them were children.
Senator Ed Markey saying his fellow senators should heed Caroline's letter.
She has made clear that her own family does not support Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
RFK Jr. has said vaccines aren't safe and could soon lead the HHS, which oversees food and hospital inspections, nearly half the nation's health insurance and vaccine recommendations.
Bobby preys on the desperation of parents of sick children, vaccinating his own kids while building a following hypocritically discouraging other parents from vaccinating theirs.
Caroline ending the 2-minute video with this message to healthcare professionals and the U.S. Senate.
They deserve better than Bobby Kennedy, and so do the rest of us. I urge the Senate to reject his nomination.
And we will see if he goes on to be nominated. As we know, his confirmation hearing is taking place, or at least scheduled to take place tomorrow. For now, we are live reporting outside the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library. I'm Malcolm Johnson, NBC 10 Boston.
Malcolm, thank you. NBC 10 political commentator Sue O'Connell is back with us right now. Sue, the Kennedys, they are a notoriously private family who have been keeping each other's secrets for decades now. It appears, however, that they've taken the opposite approach when it comes to things concerning RFK Jr. Talk about that.
Well, of all the Kennedys and all the controversies through the 100-plus years that they have been public figures, nothing like this public rebuke has ever happened before. There was no criticism of Ted Kennedy when he drove off a bridge in Chappaquiddick, resulting in Mary Jo Kopechne's death. No comment about the allegations against Michael Kennedy of an inappropriate relationship with his children's teenage babysitter, or when William Kennedy Smith was charged with rape. Nothing in 1973, when Joseph Kennedy II was involved in a car accident that left his passenger permanently paralyzed. And crickets when Patrick Kennedy had several car incidents, including crashing into a Capitol Hill security barrier. Not a peep from the Kennedys. The closest any Kennedy has ever come to criticizing another Kennedy was in 1980 when Jackie Kennedy Onassis supported incumbent President Jimmy Carter instead of her former brother-in-law, Ted Kennedy. So this, Colton, is a major Kennedy cultural moment.
All right, so we appreciate the context as always.
You're welcome.